Okay, everybody. Hope you had a good lunch. Welcome back for our session. Welcome for our next session. We are going to have a good discussion on how to make the climate contracts work, and we have something to celebrate. There are new cities becoming part of our family. They deserve some recognitions for that. Before that, I'm really curious who we have in our audience. So let's see if this still works here. So many people from all over Europe joining us. Hello, may I ask you? It's a microphone. Who are you?
Hello, my name is Agata. I'm from Rzeszów, Poland.
Poland, okay.
Welcome.
Have you
Warsaw, Poland.
Warsaw, Poland. Poland
Yes.
represent. Have you already met somebody that you hadn't met before?
Jeszcze raz? Czy kogoś poznałaś, kto jeszcze nie znasz? I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, go
yes,
look for them in the app.
Yes, I have a friend from France, but I don't know where is she. Yes.
Friends from France. Okay,
Yes.
that's always good. Thank you so much. I go a bit further. Hello, good afternoon. Who are you?
I'm Emma Gonçalves. I'm a project manager in Cascais Ambiente, so I work for the municipality of Cascais.
Okay, where's that?
Sorry?
Where's that?
Portugal.
Portugal.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you hope to get out of this conference? When is it a success for you?
I hope to continue to hear a lot of innovation ideas, mostly about co-creation and engagement of the citizens along the projects.
Oh, why is that so difficult?
There are like a million reasons, but I would say we deal with a lot of different backgrounds, and it's not obvious to reach everyone's needs.
Okay, have you downloaded the conference app already? Yes, you did? Okay. If you have a good innovation on how to engage citizens, how to bridge the gaps, especially if people are very different, look you up in the app. You will get a lot of requests and people will share their innovations with you. For the rest, if you're still over there, come over here, because our plenary session is about to get started. I go back even further. Hello, good afternoon. Who are you?
Federico.
You can keep it yourself. Can you stand up for us, then we can see you.
Federico.
Where are you from?
Turin, actually.
Torino. Ah, it's a
Yeah.
home game for you.
I came by bike.
I came by bike as well, but from further. Yes. What do you hope to get out of this conference?
So I'm here as a representative of an energy community. So the idea is to understand how, with different organizations, we can come up to the same goal, which is decarbonizing the cities. And so I'm here to learn how to do it with synergy with all the stakeholders.
Why is that so important, the stakeholders?
Because the clock is ticking, so we need to do it together. So there's energy transition is not something that we do by ourselves, but it's something we do as a system, as a community. So it's important to not leaving anybody behind and do it all together.
Yes, very good, wonderful. Thank you. Oh, somebody move this. Some people are taking pictures. Hello, good afternoon. I'm sorry to interrupt your conversation. Who are you?
Apurva Singh from the NetZeroCities consortium.
Okay, and what do you hope to get out of this conference?
I would like to meet all the cities that I have seen online, all the people that I've been working with for the last many years, and hear their stories and how they hope to move forward.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot you can do with Teams and online, but nothing beats a real coffee and a real meeting. Yes, okay. Well, hopefully you meet everybody at dinner tonight. For everybody to, yeah, we're good? Okay. So for everybody who wants to have dinner tonight, be aware, dinner is not here. Dinner is in a different place in Torino. Look on your conference app where it is, so you make sure that you're in the right place. If you're still getting a coffee, come to the front of the stage. We have VIP seats ready here for you. Okay, good to hear so many people that are already here, meeting old friends, meeting new friends, and also getting new ideas. Look each other up in the conference app, then you'll be able to see who is here, meet them, and share your innovations and great ideas. Then now, it is time for a very special moment that we have in this annual celebration, welcoming new members to our family. For the award ceremony, here is Patrick Child.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. So this is a very, very exciting part of our proceedings today. It's the moment when we award the mission label to the latest group of cities who have successfully completed their Climate City contract and who have been through the validation process that we organize with the European Investment Bank, with the Joint Research Centre, bringing with the 4 cities that we are going to award today to 106 cities across the European Union and in the associated countries who will have received the mission label. And so it's my great pleasure to welcome the mayors, the representatives of the 4 cities concerned to receive this very important distinction, this very important milestone, which of course is a recognition of the political leadership of the city, but also of the many, many stakeholders, citizens groups, organizations, academic institutions who have contributed in partnership to the work on the Climate City contract. And so a sort of collective recognition of the wonderful progress that they've been making. So without further ado, I will in alphabetical order, invite the representatives of the 4 cities to join me and receive the plaque, and we'll have a short exchange, a question or two with each one. And we start with Dortmund in Germany, and I'd like to welcome Stefan Stuttgart, who is Deputy Mayor for the Environment of Dortmund. Welcome.
Thank you.
And now, do you have a microphone? Oh, yeah, perfect. Okay, good. Because I have a question for you.
Yes.
And Dortmund, I think, stands out as a city which has really made extra efforts to put citizens at the center of the work you've done, really at the heart of the Climate City contract. And I wonder whether you could share with us, your inspiration for that. What was the moment when you realized that this sort of bottom-up approach of citizens' leadership on things like the balcony solar panels or the community energy cooperatives was the right way to go?
Yeah, for me, the decisive moment that we realize is when people are no longer talking about the need of thermal transition, but rather they realize to contribute, to pay for it and to integrate their own actions to gain a successful thermal transmission. And people started sharing their experiences in their own communities, in sports clubs, in their families, in their residents associations, and the mindsetting has been shifted from skepticism to initiatives.
Wonderful, great. So here we have it. I get the right one.
Yeah.
So, congratulations. Well done. Okay, so if you stay on stage, we'll do a group photo at the end. Yeah? So the next city from Albania, Elbasan. So I'd like to welcome Glendon Liacha, who is the mayor of Elbasan. Very nice to see you again. So, Mayor, I think that Elbasan stands out for the originality of your approach. In particular, how you have tried to combine agro-solar and geothermal energy to connect with other sources of renewable power, serving both agriculture and buildings. But perhaps you could share with us what you think is the one single action or initiative that makes Elbasan special, the thing that makes you more different from anyone else.
First of all, thank you very much. You help us a lot, the mission, and I want to congratulate for all this activity, for all this conference, and the city of Torino, and you personally, because you're a big support of the changing of the city. And changing the city is the good thing that we are all together as mayor doing in this period, and it's in our mandate. And of course, doing the good thing for our citizen, it's to make the thing better and better. And for this one, we are working. And of course, one of the main point that we have either in our climate contract and either for me as a mayor is the collaboration with the stakeholders. Mm-hmm. It's a good one. We work with the farmers for the agriculture. We're making good progress there, either for the new ways of production of energy and of course for the new technologies are going to implement. But the first thing that is one of the key points in our all this process that we are made, it's the collaboration with the stakeholders, business, universities, or civil society and everything. So this is the main point that we go further, and together we are doing good things for the cities.
Great. Well, thank you very much, and I certainly have very positive memories of my visit also. So, well done. Well done. Congratulations. So now we stay in the Western Balkans, but now to Montenegro. And I'd like to welcome Sasha Mujovic, the mayor of Podgorica in Montenegro. Nice to see you again. So I guess my question for the mayor is that Podgorica is joining the network of over 100 labeled cities, but doing it also as your country is very strongly engaged on the program of EU accession, to the point that we're encouraged that Podgorica has applied for the title of European Green Capital in 2028. So I'd be happy to hear, what receiving this label, this award, means for you and for the city today as part of this broader sort of agenda of stronger European engagement.
Dear Mr. Child, dear ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the city Podgorica, I am deeply honored because of the mission label I received today. And this is a strong confirmation that dedicated work always pays off. It is a milestone for Podgorica and very important recognition for us. We shouldn't shy away from the fact and from mentioning that we have invested a great deal of effort in order to prepare the Climate City contract. Why? Simply because we do not see this contract as a merely other agreement, but as a catalyst of Montenegro's European Union accession process. A few negotiation chapters, namely 14, 25 and 27, derive direct benefits from this label, and that is why I said that it is very important for us. To perform and to implement the whole program, it will be very tough and very expensive. But when you are in Rome, do as the Romans do, and when you strive to become the part of European Union, you have to be aligned with European goals. This mission label will make European funds more available for us, and that is profoundly important. And without that financial assets, it would be impossible to think that we can make some significant improvements in the field of energy efficiency, transport, decarbonization, and production of electrical energy from renewable energy sources. Thank you, and I hope that we will not let you down.
Wow.
Thank you very much. Please. And so our fourth city today, still in the Western Balkans, in Bosnia-Herzegovina, is Sarajevo. And here we have two representatives because the city has come together in a very strong and rather unique coalition of the different regions. So we have Nihad Uk, who is Prime Minister of the Canton Sarajevo, and we have the Deputy Mayor of the city of Sarajevo, Predrag Puharic. Please. Great to see you again. Nice to see you again. So my question for our colleagues from Sarajevo is about, again, the sort of citizens' dimension, and in particular, the very strong commitment that the city and the different components of the city have brought to developing citizens' assemblies to support the work on the Climate City contract that really sort of embeds, I hope, the sort of democratic principles in the climate governance of the city. And I'd be interested to hear from either of you, both of you, on how you think that the citizens' assemblies have changed or strengthened or improved your approach in the Climate City contract.
Hello to everyone. First, I want to use this opportunity to thanks to Patrick, Thomas, and the whole team on whole effort they did for Sarajevo. Also, this is a good opportunity to say thanks to all my colleagues from City of Sarajevo, from the City of East Sarajevo, and from the government of Sarajevo. Regarding your question, it was really a nice way to make communications with citizens, and it improved our quality of making decisions. It was, let's say, a small citizen referendum, which anticipate everything what the citizen told to us from the beginning, issue, problems, needs, because they are struggling with that on daily basis. That's from one hand. And from another hand, this kind of communications with citizens, it's reducing the gap. It's always being between the institutions and the citizens, on way that people can feel that they can hear their voices, not just for the elections, but even after elections. So I'm proposing to everyone to use this kind of communications with citizens. I know for people who is from executive government, it's hard because you need to find finance, which is the problem smaller than the time which you need to invest in this kind of communications.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. You want to add a word? No.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for this great honor. And my first thing is to congratulate the citizens of Sarajevo, East Sarajevo. But regarding the Citizens' Assembly, it was really educational for both sides. Mm-hmm. First of all, the citizens were very happy, as Prime Minister said, to have somebody hear them, to have somebody listen to them, not just before the elections, but during the year. And also, what we learned from them is also what sometimes priorities that we think are the most important one is not always the same, but we get to the same level. Like for example, for us from the different levels of government, for example, air pollution is one of the biggest issues in Sarajevo, but citizens also show us that, for example, the protection of of water sources is very important to them. So, and keeping that water available to all of citizens on free basis and that kind of thing. So, so we, as I said, we learned a lot, and I think it's a great way of engaging your citizens and citizens engaging with the government.
Good. And it's a great point you make about the interrelated nature of the different dimensions of both environment and climate policy. But look, thanks. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay.
Okay,
so
and now we're going to take a few more pictures, also group pictures. First the Balkan group picture.
Oh yeah, okay.
First the new Europe, then the old Europe, yeah.
We didn't have opportunity to sit there.
Oh, you. Afterwards we'll get you a special seat, yeah. Yeah, and I see we have the pictures. Come join them and be with the whole group together.
Great. Thank you all very much. Well done. You're staying, huh? Well.
Okay. Let's continue with the further discussion. Thank you so much.
Okay, so now we have an opportunity to discuss with a few mayors, representatives of the cities, how the process of preparing, signing, endorsing their climate city contract has impacted on the lives of the cities and of the political realities. So I'm very, very happy to welcome on the stage Glendon Ilacha, the mayor of Elbasan, who we just saw, Yanis Armetiftis, the mayor of Limassol, Katarina Schrimsvak, the head of strategy and sustainable development from Wroclaw, and Merete Bausted-Raun, who is the Commissioner for Environment Business in Trondheim in Norway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start perhaps by asking the panel to share one specific achievement or key lesson that they take away from their Climate City contract implementation in a very sort of short soundbite of 90 seconds. And then I'll then throw some more general questions around the panel in the hope that they will be ready to answer them. But perhaps we could start with you, Mr. Mayor, on the key takeaway or achievement of the CCC preparation.
It was hard work, to be honest, because either the countries that are in transition or they are applying for being member of European Union, they have to achieve a lot of things and to be compatible with the standard of European Union. And of course, one of the main problems that we have when we was drafting the climate contract was the data, and we work a lot for the data. It was something that when we speak with the other municipalities, everyone said, look, we have the data. Of course that we have the data, but we don't have the exact data, the specific data for all the things that we want to implement in our city and to change for our buildings, for the energy that we consume in our building, and for all the data that we have to do in our municipality. Of course, this is one of the main challenges, but of course, with the help, with the mission we provide them, with the help of the central government, we work hard to provide them. One of the main things that we are now working, it's because Elbasan is the industrial city, and of course, decreasing the emission of the carbon. It's one of the main thing, and the industrial area. It's one of our biggest challenge and changing the technology. When of course when we speak about the climate, of course everyone said, okay, let's close the industry, let's close the factory. But the people have to work. The people have to work. The economy has to growth, and of course we need some money for implementing the contract. And we work together. We have to work together with the business. And for this one, we collaborate very good with the business, most of them in industrial area. Now we have a master plan of changing all the things in industrial area. And we have the first step of collaboration with one of the biggest steel industry that have in the city to change their technology and to be the first green steel in the balcony. We are working hard for that and to achieve the goal that we have until 2030.
Great, thanks very much. Same question then to you, perhaps Merete, from the perspective of Trondheim, please.
Thank you. I first would like to say that Trondheim is not a big city. We are only 220,000 inhabitants, 40,000 students, but we actually host Norway's largest university and one of Europe's largest non-profit foundations for industry research is also situated here. So we are honored to be a part of EU's mission cities. In Trondheim, we work with many different measures to as a part of our climate city contract. But however, the single most important project for us is implementing carbon capture and storage at a local waste-to-energy plant. And this plant supplies 30% of our district heating, but it also accounts for 25% of a local greenhouse and gas emissions. So, because this is a fully privately owned plant, collaboration is a key. So for several years we have worked closely with the owners and research institutions, as the one I just mentioned, to drive this project forward. So we have concluded a 2-year project founded by NetZeroCities, and this gave us an understanding of the gaps that are currently preventing a viable business model. Okay. So currently we are focusing on making this bankable. Okay. So this is the key lesson for us, that neither the plant owner or the city can solve this alone. So we really need all levels to work together, and both locally, nationally, and also with EU. So only by alleging these levels we can push large-scale projects like this from plan to reality.
Great, thanks a lot. I'd like now to come to Yanis from Limassol. I know you're the Cypriot presidency at the moment, and you had a very successful event in Limassol a few months ago. But perhaps you could share with us your sort of standout achievement or sort of lesson from the Climate City contract. It's okay, just talk.
Now in 2 years that I'm as a mayor of Limassol, actually I'm leading all this effort through committees that we establish in our municipality, and we don't see the Climate City contract as just a simple a political initiative. For us, it's a way how to transform the city. That's why we engage, we place a strong emphasis on building consensus across political groups, academia, municipal services, business and civil society. And actually we are focused on going from the strategy, go to direct to mature projects with topics that has mattered to the citizens, as sustainable mobility, urban resilience, economic competitiveness, quality of life. Limassol has a lot of problems with traffic. 92%. We are depending on cars. We have very few proportion of green areas. And so as a coastal city, we focus on a lot of other problems. So we coordinate a visible pipeline with projects in order to get emphasis with measurable targets.
Great, thanks a lot. And Katerina, same question for you from Wrocław.
Last but not least, I will show you four crucial things for us. First of all, we have our climate neutrality roadmap. We know what to do. Second thing, we put our climate goals into a long-term strategy that was held in autumn, Wrocław strategy in perspective of 2030. Third thing is that regarding that 55% of greenhouse gas emissions in Wrocław come from buildings, which are mostly energy and heating systems. We established a partnership with energy and heating companies, which are mostly national and private companies, and they are obliged to decarbonize their systems in perspective of 2030. That's why we have so-called decarbonization table by the mayor of Wrocław, and we cooperate on a very operational level, and it's very fruitful because meeting their climate goals, we meet our climate goals. And fourth thing is that we set a green building standard, which is the set of very concrete criteria for new buildings and deeply retrofitted buildings from 6 fields: energy, greenery, rainwater management, sustainable mobility and solution for handicapped, circular economy and nature protection, and so-called 15-minute cities. And this is for us a kind of leverage, because we are sure that new buildings and those deeply retrofitted will have a strong impact on reducing greenhouse gas emissions and not be the reason of negative impact on it. And what is important, this is obligatory for municipal investments, but we invited private investors, developers, to use it, and they are very eager to do it. So this is very impressive for us. And as far as I know, NetZeroCities Consortium is going to hold their meeting in October in Wrocław. So we are open to show you our lessons learned.
Great. Well, look, thanks very much for that first round. I've now got a sort of challenge ahead, which is I've got a lot of questions around a few main themes, and we'll see in the time available how far we can get with that. So my first set of questions are about how to ensure sustainable political ownership, leadership of the Climate City contract and its implementation over the medium term, and in particular in relation to the possible changes in electoral cycles or the transition between one city administration to another. And perhaps I could start, Yanis, with you on this question, whether you have thoughts about how you can embed the work of the city around the Climate City contract into the administration in the way that it outlasts the political cycles.
Of course, after signing for a city that have the label, the work comes after. And actually, what I understood is for these 2 years is the willingness to the transition in consistently and make, of course, difficult decisions and integrate climate neutrality into everyday governance. Political leadership means actively promoting the vision of climate neutrality as a city-wide development opportunity rather than an environmental obligation. It also means ensuring that all the climate considerations are reflected in investment decisions, urban planning, procurement, mobility, policies, and municipal operations. And beyond public statements, leadership is demonstrated through continuity, accountability, and ability to mobilize. So a lot of important work has to do with engage the local stakeholders and positioning our city with these European networks and collaboration. What we have discovered with the panels previously, matter of financing is one of the obstacles that we have to have the solution. Actually, the communication with the central government actually is other essential thing, and as municipalities, in order to have the capacity to mature projects and going forward.
Okay.
Next steps.
Thanks a lot. Merete, perhaps you want to take the same question.
I think this is a very important question, by the way, because, you know, political winds are maybe changing more now than some years ago. So in Trondheim, our climate city contract is based on our energy and climate plan, which is actually adopted by a wide majority of a city council across the political spectrum. And in this way, we think that we can survive changes in political majorities, and we also have integrated our climate goals directly into our municipal master plan. And also very important is that we have a climate budget, and that has been dedicated and integrated in, actually it's the first chapter in our annual financial report. And the status over our climate measures is continuously and annually reported throughout the year alongside our economic performance. So it will be actually almost impossible to ignore, regardless of shifting short-term priorities. And the local momentum is also maintained by our urban growth agreement. And that is an agreement, long-term agreement with the state and also the county, which it's regarding public transport, walking and cycling infrastructure in exchange for our commitment to zero growth in personal car traffic.
Okay, thanks very much. Perhaps on this theme, the last question I'd like to ask to Glendon. I mean, you've just today received the mission label. I mean, what's your plan to ensure that there is sort of continued, sustained political leadership and ownership of your actions over the medium term?
Of course, it was of the main thing that we have to work, and we worked actually. The first thing was to change the mentality of the citizens and to be more approached with the climate contract, with the changing that will come, and for the need that we have as an industrial city for this change. And of course, from a vision, a municipality vision, now it's a vision of all the city. And for the first time, 2 years ago, in my city in the beginning, and now in all Albania, for the first time, we hear about net zero. Net zero in the city, net zero in the business, net zero in conference. And when now speak about the environment, and in all the conferences that we have in Albania, everyone speak about net zero, the neutrality. And this is the good thing, because we work with the citizens, and now it comes from a need that comes from the citizen. This was the first aspect. And the second aspect was that we as administration to make a sector and a directory for the implementing of the contract. So the citizens now know about the problem that we have, the solution that we will give to them, and either for the future. But either the administration of the municipality has to be ready for that. And now for 3 years, we have a sector in municipality there only take care about the contract, the climate contract, the development, the delivery of them, for resolving the problem, and to take notes for all the change that we need in the city. And this is the both aspect, the administrative aspect, that we did this change, and for the mentality of our citizens from industrial city and work in the heavy industry, now to speak about net zero.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to come to Katarina next, but I want to ask you a different question, and that is really to share a bit experience with us on the implementation of your Climate City contract. What works and what doesn't work? I mean, what are the things where you found that having the Climate City contract has really helped to accelerate or raise the level of ambition of something that you've been trying to do? And what have been the main, maybe, bottlenecks, the sort of frustrations that you've perhaps faced, and particularly if it comes to the sort of interactions between the different levels of government?
I would say that cities' engagement, determination and energy, it works. We are very determined to meet our goals, but from our city and Polish cities' perspective, our cities' efforts should be strengthened in next financial programming period. This is very crucial, and we do our best to make our goals, our climate goals, recognizable on national and international level, and all member states should take it under consideration in cohesion policy. And telling frankly, 4 years ago, when we were joining the Climate Cities mission, it was told that certain money will be delivered to implement the Climate City contracts. And it should be the money not only for the municipalities, because cities, meaning municipalities, are in charge of 7–9% of emissions in Poland. But it should be the money delivered for the business, for citizens to retrofit their buildings, to adapt to the situation. And we are aware that global challenges changed into climate to security goals, but in fact, energy transition, this is also security of our residents of having affordable energy and heating, security of having not breakable suppliers of heat and energy, and having heat and energy comfort in situation of breaks of heat and energy supplies that is visible in Ukraine. So we have to take it under consideration and do implement our Climate City contract and our climate goals.
Thanks a lot. Yanis, maybe I could come to you with a similar question, which is whether in the implementation of your Climate City contract, you've encountered any sort of tensions or challenges in ensuring coherence with national level policies, either on climate or on spatial planning, or any other constraint that we should be aware of?
I have to say, I will start saying that what accelerates the city contract.
Sure.
I think a clear governance combined with strong political commitment and operational capacity. Cities move faster when climate neutrality objectives are translated into a concrete, implementable projects with identified responsibilities, financing opportunities, and measurable outcomes. And as I said before, ecosystem and a collaboration is working together when all the authorities, local authorities, can communicate, business, academia, and civil society actually act as a team. Of course, the bottlenecks I will start internal with the municipalities as the capacities of mature these complex projects, and with the government when projects designed from top to bottom. I mean, we face sometimes a lot of problems we have to handle locally because bad decisions actually stop and bottle and blocked the principles that municipalities, mission cities wants to follow, and so that the fragmented governance, actually slow permitting procedures, and misalignment between local ambitions and national regulatory frameworks delay the implementation. And of course, cities like Limassol has to be at the first line in a matter of financing projects, because 2030 is very close and we cannot wait.
Okay, thank you very much. I'd like now to, in the final round of questions, look a bit to the future, to get some ideas on how we, from the European Commission, from the NetZeroCities coalition, can support cities in this next phase of the journey of implementing their climate city contracts. And also to understand a bit how cities themselves are planning to prepare new iterations or new versions of the climate city contract in order to respond to changing circumstances. And maybe I could start with you, Merete, whether you have some particular recommendations to us on how the mission should evolve and how we can best support you going forward.
Well, I think that using the EU hub is very important to get good advice, because sometimes we have a project, but it's not really ready to go forward, and to do that before we go to the bank, so to speak. Is this a good project, and to use all the competence that you have? I think that's a lesson learned for us anyway.
Mm-hmm. Thanks very much. Glendon, now you've just signed the contract, so sort of still fresh in your mind. Is there something that you particularly take away from the experiences of maybe cities that have had the mission label for some years now, that you want to bring to the work in Elbasan in order to learn from their experience?
Of course, we have either this exchange experience with the other city, and it was great. Either, for example, for Stockholm, we took a lot. Either from Janina, city of Janina, they made a lot of good project. We are very near, of course, but and a lot of good projects are implementing in Greece, in Italy, and of course either in other countries and in other cities. And the good thing is that it's not only the political aspect of municipalities that share with each other experience, but either technical stuff. And the good thing is that the technical staff understand the thing, they collaborate together, and they resolve the problem before they come, because now they have the experience from other cities, the problems that have faced at the time and what the problem we have now. For example, now for the line of the bicycle, for the changing for the buses, for the new way of line of the buses, and for the new model of the buses that we want to implement. Of course, we have a lot of experience now, more that the other cities that are in Albania that are not part of the mission. And of course, we have a lot of challenge. Most of them are financial one, and either being part of associated country with the European Union and not part of European Union. They are not the same project that we are going to apply for fund or for the experience. So the city of the Balkans, Sarajevo, Podgorica, and Elbasan, of course, they have this kind of challenge because we are not part of European Union, and the weight of the implementation of the project, of some project, is not possible in our cities. But we still fight, we still exchange experience, and a lot of good project we learn from the other cities.
Okay, thanks very much. I'm going to give maybe Katarina an opportunity just to comment briefly on that before I understand we will open up to maybe one or two contributions from mayors or other city representatives from the floor. I'm not sure how that's going to be choreographed, so I will give Katarina the word while I try and understand that. So, Katarina. The question, sorry, is still what is your approach towards future iterations of the Climate City contract, and what would you expect from us to support you in taking the delivery implementation of the contract further?
So, as I said, first of all, on international level, on European Commission level, show that climate goals are in interaction with security goals, and we should meet all of them. I would even enforce more security goals, as I said, in aspect of energy transition, a fair energy transition. This is also the competitiveness of European companies, so everything is important. The second thing, next period financial programming. This is very important because now this is the time when we discuss what we'll spend the next perspective, financial perspective money for, and this is very important to sign the money for implementing our Climate City contract goals, to be sure that it will be delivered. So I count on international policymakers to strengthen this city voice on international level. Thank you.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Thanks to all of the panel members, but I would like to involve a bit now the audience. So I don't know whether there are any volunteers, but we need to give a microphone, do we? You're going to throw that. Wow, that's... Okay, well, Roger, you're the chief innovator in terms of conference moderation. Go for it.
Do we look for volunteers, or should I pick a volunteer?
Well, pick a volunteer if you think you've got one prepared.
I'm going to pick a volunteer. I saw you listening very intensely.
So the question is also for you, what can you share of your experience of developing and implementing a Climate City contract, and looking to the future, how can you best get support from us in enabling the mission to sort of last beyond the political cycle?
I think this is a huge opportunity to our city to convince the inhabitants that they have changed their mind, and they have to think differently. And it is also a good opportunity to evaluate the city in green.
And if you were European Commissioner for a day and you could do one thing to support your city better, what would you do in your one day as European Commissioner? If you would be the European Commission for one day, you can do one thing to help your city better. What would you do? It's a tough job.
Yeah, make more green in the city instead of asphalt surfaces and plant trees and so on.
Okay, maybe we'll make room for that in the next budget. Who else has I can say a request to the Commission? Yeah, this is your moment, your Santa Claus wishing list. If you were Commissioner for a day, what would you like the Commission to do more or less? What help do you need more, or which things do you need less of? It's difficult. Ah, here's a volunteer.
Okay, maybe we could hear who the volunteer is.
Who are you?
The volunteer is Evelina from Gävle in Sweden. And when I was listening to Trondheim, I understand that we have the same problem, that there's a lack of market for CCS solutions. In Gävle, we're also looking into that, but there's not a market, and we need the European Union to create this market, to make incentives so we can sell these carbon credits on a market. But the market is non-existent at the moment, and that's a huge problem.
Okay, let's create a market. Yeah. Are there more?
One last volunteer.
One last volunteer. I think you are a volunteer. Sorry.
No, we have one here.
You're not a volunteer? I think you are a volunteer. Yeah, you don't have a request. This is your moment for a request to the Commission. Apparently, Commissioner is a more difficult job than you would think. May I make you a volunteer? No, also, there are really few volunteers. Yes, was that a hand? No, there was almost a hand. Yeah. Patrick, I don't think we have any more volunteers.
Okay, well, I think your question is too challenging, and I think you underestimate the pace of change in the European Commission by imagining that anything can be achieved in one day. But I think that the experience with the mission over the last years has really underlined the sort of transformative potential of the Commission mobilizing its convening power, its different financial instruments, also the federating effect that we can have in organizing events like this, in helping cities across the European Union and beyond to raise the level of ambition on their climate strategies, even in today's challenging context, and to make, therefore, faster progress than perhaps would have happened otherwise. So, I mean, it's been a rich discussion, and I hesitate to try and summarize everything that's been said. But on my sort of three blocks of questions, the first, I hear a lot of good ideas on how to ensure the perenity, the continuity of the political engagement around implementing the climate city contracts. And I think, Glendon, your point in particular about hardwiring that sort of into the internal organization of your administration is probably for me the most practical example, as well as I guess for cities that have the advantage of having good cross-party support for your climate objectives, that then, I mean, if the political mood or the political winds change, you still have that bedrock of support for the climate agenda, which of course can be even stronger if when you work on your original draft of the climate city contract, you really invest in keeping everyone on board and making it as consensual as possible. On the second block of questions about things that work and things that don't work, I mean, I hear a lot, you know, we also from the Commission side, especially on the sort of financing, whether that's from the European Investment Bank, whether that's from frontline EU funds like Horizon Europe, which is funding the mission, or from other EU programs, particularly as we look ahead to the next financial cycle, we need to make sure that you know, we find the right place for the mission. But also, again, I think that the continued engagement of all the different stakeholders is something which will be important, as well as consolidating the support of national governments. And that's a point that I hear in a lot of conversations with different city representatives. And for the way ahead, I think that we do need to think how we work together on helping you to update the climate city contracts, bring new innovations, iterations, and things that you know, we can help also the cities that have more recently received the mission label to connect with the other cities that have been more advanced in the journey so that we can learn lessons and all move forward as quickly as possible together. I mean, the final point that I would make, and this is, I think, a very positive feature of the national networks in some member states, is that we want to use the experience that you are developing as mission cities to inspire and lead and encourage other cities who are not part of the mission, but to support us in the same journey towards climate neutrality. And I think that that's something that we should further develop as we look to the future. There are many cities out there who are part of national networks or who come to us and say they want to benefit from the support of the mission, and we need to explore ways of doing that. So with that, I conclude this part of the panel. So thank you very much to the 4 panelists for your open and constructive contributions. And let's give them a round of applause. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick, and thank you, Mayor. And if I was commissioner for a day, I would done by lunch, more or less, I think. There's so much I had to do. Free trains around Europe, more trees everywhere, bicycle lanes, yes.
I think those things are all good. We do a lot of tree planting, and I think the point that our final volunteer made about connecting the climate agenda with strategies on nature, green spaces, and things that contribute positively to the quality of life of our citizens is a really important message. Now, Roger, my script says that the next thing that we're going to do is that we're going to congratulate a group of cities who have had their climate city contracts for a while and who have recently presented an iteration, so a new version, an updated version of their climate city contract, and we want to recognize the progress that they have made. And I'm hoping that that's going to come on the screen.
Yes.
Excellent. So we have Barcelona, Limassol, Madrid, Malmö, Sevilla, Valencia, Valladolid, and Vitoria-Gasteiz. This is a test of my Spanish pronunciation. So congratulations to all of those cities for this sustained and continued commitment and for updating the work that you've been doing. Let's hope that with this renewed political commitment, you can go even further and faster in the work that you're doing. The next group of cities that I want to acknowledge, and this is a new dimension for the mission, but I hinted at it a moment ago, and that is what we call mission-minded cities. So cities that are not part of the mission formally, but cities that are keen to be on the journey with us. Cities, therefore, that have come to us with a voluntary climate city contract to show how they intend to progress towards climate neutrality by 2030, where we have, of course, not been able to integrate them fully into the work of the mission, but we've nevertheless brought our resources to support the analysis and sort of critical evaluation of the city's progress and the plans that they present. And we wanted to take this opportunity of our annual conference also to acknowledge and recognize the work that they have been doing. And those cities are Bilbao, Constanza, Lassi, and Wildekens. So a first group of cities. And I very much hope that when we're standing here next year, well, not here, but some other place, still not announced, I think, we will be able to welcome more cities into this family of like-minded mission cities that are ready to support us in our work. So I think with that, Roger, that's the work that I had to do for this second plenary panel, but I can hand things back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Philip, and thanks so much for a very insightful session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Beautiful to see this list growing and growing. There was a challenge to get here as sustainable as possible. Who came here without using an airplane? Ooh, that's a lot. Who came here with only consuming CO2 from the food you eat? Oh, that's a bit less. Okay, well, even I didn't do it. Some people did a lot of work to make it possible to be the ambassadors for sustainable travel. Can they stand up? Can we see them? Anna, Martin, Emily, and Mats, where are you? You deserve a big round of applause for inspiring us all. Thank you so much. I hope you inspired a lot of people to do, not only make it without CO2, but I took a 5-day detour through the Langa. I had a lot of wine, a lot of exercise. I actually really enjoyed my travel much more than flying here. Piemonte is beautiful. A few very practical issues. If you can't find your parallel room, look on the back of your badge. There's a map of this place. If you still can't find it, then look at the people with the red key cards. They know everything where is in this building. Second, if you go to a session that is full, we get really in trouble with the fire department if we overcrowd the rooms. So then you're just too late. Go find another room. Every session is fantastic, so find one where there's still place. In this room, there's definitely place. From 5:30 to 6, visit the marketplace. In the Sala Duomo and the networking lounge. There's so much to discover over there. And tonight there will be dinner, but dinner is not here. It is in the Combo. Google Maps or OpenStreetMap if you don't want to be dependent on US tech companies. And look for Combo. It's on the other side of the city center near the river. That's where we have dinner at the Italian time of 8 p.m. If you don't have this blue bracelet, there is no entrance and no food for you. So make sure you have your blue bracelet. Having said that, I hope to see you tomorrow morning when we're going to talk about where do we find finance and how can we make our projects more bankable to make all these investors hungry to finance your projects. And we want to wrap up and hear what you take home from this conference. For now, have a good afternoon session and see you at dinner and tomorrow morning. We're not... Oh, Patrick's phone.
Maestro, please.
Thank you.